Welcome to week 12 of Technopreneurial Leadership. This week, we're diving into a topic that's not just relevant in today's fast-paced world, but is absolutely crucial for any entrepreneur or leader leading change within an organization. If there's one constant in business, it's change. Markets shift, technologies advance, customer expectations grow, and economic conditions fluctuate. Often, the only way for an organization to thrive, or even survive, is by adapting. But change isn't just about introducing something new. It's about guiding people to let go of the old, navigate uncertainty, and embrace a different future. Leading change is no small task. People naturally resist it. There's fear of the unknown, a sense of losing control, and sometimes even fatigue from too many changes happening too quickly. That's why successful change doesn't happen by accident. It must be led with thoughtfulness and strategy. Let's start with the foundation of any transformation, creating a change vision and strategy. As a leader, your first responsibility is to paint a clear and compelling picture of the future after the change. This is your change vision. It should answer key questions. Why are we changing? What's the ultimate goal? How will this change improve things for our customers, our team, and the organization as a whole? Without a clear and inspiring vision, change feels like disruption. But with a well-articulated vision, it feels like progress. Your team may not agree with every detail of the plan, but if they believe in the purpose, if they see meaning in the direction, you'll have their support. Once the vision is established, the next step is strategy. This involves laying out the roadmap. What are the phases of change? What should be prioritized first? What resources are needed? And how will success be measured at each stage? However, having a strategy is just the beginning. That brings us to the next critical phase, implementing and managing change. This is where vision turns into action and where many change initiatives stumble. Often it's not the idea that's flawed, but the execution. Effective implementation requires structure. You'll need change champions, key people within the organization who believe in the vision and can influence others. A strong communication plan is also essential to keep everyone informed, engaged, and aligned. Setting short-term wins is another must. These early, tangible results demonstrate progress and help build momentum, silencing skepticism. Implementation also demands resources. If you're introducing a new system, people need training to use it effectively. If roles or workflows are shifting, expectations must be clarified. And if things don't go as planned, you need the flexibility to adjust without losing sight of the overall goal. One often overlooked aspect of implementation is addressing emotions. Change isn't just a logical process, it's deeply emotional. People may feel uncertain, stressed, or even threatened. As a leader, your role is to acknowledge these feelings rather than dismiss them. Be transparent, show empathy, create safe spaces for feedback. When people feel heard and supported, they're far more likely to commit to the change. Once implementation is underway, the focus shifts to sustaining change and fostering adaptability. Many change efforts start strong but lose steam over time. People revert to old habits, enthusiasm wanes, and priorities shift. To sustain change, it must become part of the organization's culture. This means embedding the change into daily operations, standard procedures, performance reviews, reward systems, and even job descriptions. Recognize and celebrate those who embrace the change. Keep communicating the why behind the effort, even after it's technically complete. And most importantly, listen. Pay attention to what's working, what isn't, and what needs to evolve. Adaptability plays a key role in sustaining change. In a volatile environment, leaders must stay alert, learn from feedback, and be prepared to pivot. An adaptable organization is one where people don't fear change because they trust the process, the leadership, and the intentions behind it. Building adaptability means fostering resilience. And resilience doesn't come from avoiding stress, it comes from navigating it together. Of course, with change comes conflict, but conflict isn't always a bad thing. It often signals that people care, that real issues need addressing, and that diverse perspectives exist. However, if left unchecked, conflict can derail your efforts. Conflict during change can stem from various sources. Sometimes it's a lack of clarity when people don't understand their new roles or responsibilities. Other times it's fear of losing power, status, or stability. And occasionally it's simply personality clashes exacerbated by stress. As a leader, your job isn't to suppress conflict, but to manage it constructively. Start by identifying the root cause. Listen to all sides, separate facts from assumptions, then guide the conversation towards solutions. Focus on shared goals rather than personal positions. Encourage respectful dialogue. And when necessary, make tough but fair decisions. Being proactive helps too. Don't wait for problems to escalate. Foster a culture of openness where people feel safe to voice concerns early. Equip your team with tools for healthy dialogue. Offer coaching or mediation when needed. And remember, How you handle conflict shapes how people perceive your leadership. Stay calm, fair, and consistent. In conclusion, leading change is one of the most challenging yet rewarding roles a leader can take on. It's not about forcing people in a new direction, it's about guiding them, supporting them, and helping them succeed in new ways. Change leadership requires a clear vision, a solid strategy, disciplined execution, and emotional intelligence. As you continue your entrepreneurial journey, remember that your ability to lead change will define your impact. It's not just about adapting to change, it's about driving it, sustaining it, and building an organization that grows stronger with every transformation. Thank you for joining this session. Next week, in our final discussion, we'll explore how leaders create legacies, shape future innovations, and influence ecosystems beyond their organizations. Until then, lead change with courage, clarity, and compassion. See you in week 13.